For P6 today, we are going to go through the next area under the GST topic called the GST Scheme and Relief. For import GST scheme and relief, we say we need to understand what will be the scope of GST. According to Section 8(4) of the GST Act, upon importation of goods into Singapore, GST at 7% will be chargeable and collected by Singapore Customs and Excise Department. Then, to appreciate the import GST scheme and relief, you need to first of all understand what is the impact of this 7% GST on taxpayer. So, if the taxpayer is not GST registered, you will realize that this 7% that has been paid upon importation will become the additional cost to the taxpayer. Then, on the other hand, if the taxpayer is GST registered, we say as a GST registered trader, they would be able to claim the import GST from the controller of GST. Therefore, this will not be an additional cost. However, we can't just simply stop there. You need to consider the timing of the payment of GST versus the timing of the claim from controller of GST, which could just well be 3 to 4 months later. As a result, this could create a cash flow disadvantage to the taxpayer. In order to prevent any potential additional cost or cash flow disadvantage to the taxpayer, that is where GST scheme as well as relief comes into the picture. So let's first of all explore GST Import Relief Order. Under the GST Import Relief Order, we categorize them into individuals and businesses. Let's now take a look at individuals. As an individual, if I am in Singapore and I make any internet purchases from internet, then you realize I will bring back all my purchases into Singapore. Upon bringing it back, that is effectively an importation of goods into Singapore. As a result, 7% would be chargeable. However, under the GST Import Relief Order, such purchases upon importation will not be charged at 7%, but the amount is only up to $400. In addition, for an individual, if you are a traveler traveling overseas for a couple of days, upon return back to Singapore, you bring in your purchases into Singapore. Once again, that is considered importation of goods into Singapore, and 7% should be chargeable. However, under the GST Import Relief Order, a traveler need not pay the 7% GST up to an amount of $300, depending on the number of hours spent outside Singapore, as well as the age of the taxpayer.